Hello, everyone. So, if you're sitting in an aeroplane and you're starting to get fearful of turbulence, the takeoff, wondering if the plane will crash, getting really panicked about the whole situation, the good news is that you're actually not afraid of flying at all. So, I'll give you an example. If you're sitting in the plane, completely calm, there's no drip of adrenaline being released, or surge of adrenaline or stress hormone cortisol, if the heart's not racing, you don't have sweaty palms, you don't feel any tension whatsoever in your body, then any thoughts about what if the plane crashes, what if I can't get out of the plane, what if this bump means there's something wrong, what if the wings fall off, what if, and there's an endless amount of what ifs, then you would not be worried about it. If your body remains calm as you have these thoughts, then you would not be anxious about it. You would not panic. These thoughts would come in and out of your mind without any consequence, without you being anxious. Everyone has seen movies about plane crashes. Everyone knows that planes do crash very occasionally. It's very unlikely. So we all have this awareness. The difference for those who get anxious when they're flying or with the thought of flying is simply because their nervous system is already tense for other reasons. It's already stressed. So it's ready to release adrenaline and activate the flight or fight response at simply the thought of flying. So again, you're not afraid of flying at all. You're not afraid of crashing. You're not afraid of booking the next holiday, wondering if you'll be able to get out of the plane, wondering how you'll cope. You're simply afraid of how you feel. And by that, I mean you're simply afraid of the adrenaline that's being released when the thought comes up about flying that's tricking you into worrying about it. So again, it's not the plane, it's not the flying, it's not the cockpit, it's not the engine, it's not the wings, it's not the fear of any aspect of the plane going wrong that's worrying you. It's simply the fact that your body's releasing adrenaline, stress hormone, and activating the flight or fight response as though something bad is about to happen. Now, the reason, if you accept that, or at least accept that perhaps is possibly true, the reason why that you've developed a fear of flying or a flying phobia is because you were already stressed, whether you knew about it, whether unbeknownst to you, whether you realized your nervous system was what we call sensitized, it was already ready to react. So the first time you got nervous about flying, whether it was the 10th time you flew, the first time you flew, the first time you thought of flying, where a lot of clients used to fly completely fear-free, whether it was the first time you got on the plane and maybe you had the stress in your life from childhood, difficult situations, stressful events, work, whatever, had built up and put you in a position where your nervous system was primed to start to overreact. It became tired and it started to react to any thought that came into your mind. So it was the perfect storm of events that lined up to mean that at the first time you thought of flying, or you thought, oh, what if the plane crashes? Oh, gee, I hope the plane is fine today, or I hope that turbulence is nothing. When your body reacted instead of not reacting as it had always done at that thought, because it was primed to react, because it was tired, it was already stressed, it was highly sensitized for other reasons, for the stress in your life that had built up to that point, it instantly reacted to the thought because it's looking out for danger. Your flight or fight response had turned into this overactive high alert status because that's what it learned to do for other non-flying related reasons in your life. So the first time this happened, you were primed to react to that what if thought. What if the plane crashes? What if the turbulence is something more serious? And before you get a chance to realize what's going on, you feel the fear and the panic, and you're like, and you don't even get a chance to reconcile what's going on. The body's screaming at you through the heart racing, the adrenaline release, that something bad's going to happen on the plane. And because your body's reacting so fiercely, you have no ability to do anything about it other than go, oh my God, and then hold on and white knuckle and panic, do whatever you do, hold on to your partner, try and push it aside, try and, push the thoughts aside, which of course in the long term don't do anything. So that's how the fear develops. And if we have no idea what's going on, which of course we don't realize that stress is built up. Most of us never get told to deal with stress in life and understand that if we don't deal with it, or traumatic events, if they're not processed, dealt with, they build up, and it's like a pressure cooker on our nervous system. And that's why everyone has different phobias. Because at the perfect storm of the moment where you first developed a phobia or a fear of something, it was because you were primed to develop that fear. And then if you didn't know what was going on, you thought you were really calm, but instead you're actually your stress levels are up here, you think it must be the plane. So your body gives you a false truth that what if something bad happens, because it's telling you that something bad is about to happen. So intellectually that it's unlikely to happen. You can go on as many courses as you want around safety flying. You can get the engine checked. You can have the pilot speak to you. But if your body's still screaming at you that something's going wrong, that's why it's so frustrating. Because we know logically it's very unlikely anything will happen on the plane. But the body is telling us a different story. And it's all because of nervous system sensitization. So you're not afraid of flying. You're not afraid of something going wrong. You're not afraid of turbulence. You're simply afraid of the adrenaline that's being released. And if we understand that, at least conceptually, then we can start to unwind that and use the tools and methods I prescribe to really help you move through that. And again, that's why a lot of the courses, the fear of flying courses, don't work, because they don't understand that it's the body bluffing people into thinking that they've got there's some imminent situation, some risk associated with flying that actually doesn't exist. Again, it's your body, the adrenaline, not the fear of flying. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you've got any questions. There's other videos on the methods that I use generally with anxiety that you can apply, such as floating, going loose, and allowing, that you can apply, and many of my clients apply in the anticipation of flying and when they're flying itself. Even when they go to book a flight, they use these methods. So it can be really powerful, and it's the way to unwind the learned habit or the learned fear of flying. Take care for now.